so many of my relationships in my life, my family, friends, romantic relationships, I get so, I guess I'm having a hard time getting the question out. That when something goes wrong, either a friendship dissolves or a relationship or something goes...
When a friendship serves its purpose, when all that I was asking for it has come, is it a failure to move on?
Well, it's the
That's like going on vacation and just showing up in the first town and saying, I guess I'll stay here. I guess I'll stay here. Only one restaurant. One little motel with fleas in the bed, but...
But why is it so painful when those things happen? It takes so much out of me when...
We think it's because you're looking at it in a way that your inner being doesn't. Remember, painful always means your opinion and the opinion of your inner being about the same subject aren't jiving. So give us a few sentences of what your pain is about. Focus on something specific and then tell us what's painful about it. I failed at this. Your inner being isn't agreeing, and so the feeling of negative emotion is because your inner being knows you didn't fail. I've lost something. Feels terrible because you're looking at something with such a flawed premise, because your inner being knows that nothing is lost.
So it's not because I'm not loving myself enough?
Well, that's the cliche, isn't it? But the reality of it is you're not letting enough of yourself in this moment. That would be another way of saying it. You're not looking at yourself as your inner being is looking at you. Can you find something more specific? You don't have to talk about it in detail, but hold something specific in your mind and then speak those things, and let us show you how your inner being is operating from a different premise than you are when you feel that discomfort.
I miss you. I'm not going to be able to be with you and hang out with you anymore. I don't...
Esther went to a graduation of her granddaughter, and it's junior high going into high school. And it's a small school, and there are 18 students, and they have fallen in love with each other. And the faculty and the teachers who were talking about this graduating class said they'd never seen a class of such harmony. And so they're really enjoying each other, but they are not, during the process of this graduation ceremony that Esther is watching, none of them are displaying any tears. She can feel from each one of them. All 18 of them spoke for a little bit, and Esther sat back and enjoyed the auras that she saw spouting out of each of them. And Esther thought, these kids are not sad about moving on, even though they're leaving a small school and they're going to several different schools. Hardly any of them will be in the same school. So they've found this incredible bonding with one another, and they're not breaking up because they don't like each other. There have never been 18 kids that appreciated one another more than these 18 kids, but each of them are eagerly moving on to what's next. It was such a beautiful thing to see. Now their parents are wanting to make more of it. Their parents are thinking, oh, you're never going to see each other again. Their parents are doing all that drama stuff to it, but the kids have more eagerness about where they're going than sadness about what they're leaving behind. They're still reaching for more. And so maybe as you move through time, you sort of lose that sense of what you're reaching for, and you spend more time looking back at what you're leaving behind. But we promise you, when you get ready to leave this gathering, not one of you is going to stand in that doorway and look longingly back at this room. You're going to go have lunch. You're going to get into your transportation and you're going to be on to what's next. And if you're longingly looking back, you're dysfunctional. Because there's always more, always more, always more, always more, always more. And so you can look with appreciation at what has been, because it has brought you to where you are. And you can feel eagerness about where you're going, you see. But nothing has gone wrong. You are where you are, and now there's something more. And no matter what happened, you are more for it having happened. And your inner being is exhilarated about it having happened, and is taking the new you now to the next new you place. You see what we're getting at? That's helpful, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Enough?
Yes.
Really good.
Thank you.